Hi, my name is Bib. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to go on an adventure, an overclocking adventure. Today we're going to do something a little different, like something I've never really done before. I will try to overclock my computer and hope it doesn't explode. Alright, first things first, before I do anything, I save the default profile, which is this. So that's just everything in default. And then I will go ahead and save on profile 1 4.4, which is what we're going to manipulate now. So we will now go ahead and mess around with our settings. So we'll click on advanced frequency settings. We see here that our base clock is at 100 megahertz, which is what really controls your frequency. This is the multiplier to your CPU clock ratio, and this is the stat that we want to manipulate. So I've been reading on the forums, I've been watching a lot of videos, that a lot of people have been saying that 4.4 is a good stable overclock for the 6600K CPU. They go about, for the voltage goes about up to 1.25, something like that, 1.249. Which is something I'm kind of comfortable with. I think we can do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this at 44 to give us 4.4. Oh, this is already at 2400 megahertz, profile 1. So it's probably a good idea to set this back to default, test it out, and then mess with this. Yeah, let's do that. Alright. Okay, so we're at 4.4. Okay, we'll go back. We'll go to voltage settings, CPU core. Alright, this is the CPU V core, which is the voltage that controls, this is the setting that controls your CPU voltage. So maybe we'll set it at 1.25 for now, 1.249 for now. Alright, 1.25. And then see if I don't break anything. Let's do this. Yes. Alright, fingers crossed. Alright, so we got into the operating system. Let's load up hardware monitor and see where we're at. Alright, so our V-core is at 1.2 thereabouts. Temperatures, oh wait, no, that's not it. Here. So we're at 1.2-ish. Temperatures at about 35 degrees, 36 at idle. We're running at 4.3. That looks good. Utilization is at 19%. Alright. So now what we're going to do is we're going to run Cinebench. And then see if it hangs or anything. Then we'd need to either go in and increase the voltages. Alright, let's try it. Oh no, it hung! Alright, so I think we're gonna go into blue screen. Yep, there you are. There you go. Alright, so that's not really working for us. So let's try to go 1.275. Let's try that. Cinebench again. And then see if we could run a CPU test. And this time not go into blue screen. Okay, that looks like it's a little stable. So now we're going to try to bring the voltage down and see if we'll still get stable performance at a little lower voltage. 1.26 volts. Because the whole trick is, as far as I know, as far as what my reading has told me, the whole trick is to get as low as high an overclock as you can with as low a voltage as you can. We're gonna try to run a few more a stability test. Actually, we're gonna use Prime 95, and then we're going to do blend test. You know what? Let's belay this. I want to research on Prime 95 first before I do anything. Alright, I settled at 4.2 gigahertz at 1.225 volts. Reddit says I can push it up to 4.4 and still keep my 1.26 volts. So I might do that in the future, but for now, I'm doing a stability test with AIDA64. Temperatures are at 42 degrees. Maybe that's because I've got the air conditioning on. Earlier today when I was reaching 50 degrees, like nothing was on, not even the fan was on. After having Redditors tell me to go ahead and bring it back to 4.4 gigahertz at 1.26, because they were saying that the difference in voltage wasn't the big deal. So I went ahead and did that again. And then when I tried to run Prime 95 wouldn't even run. As in BSOD the second I started the stress test. So screw that. I am happy with the 4.2 gigahertz at 1.225 volts. About an hour and 20 minutes into the Prime 95 test, and everything's still pretty much stable. Highest temperatures I've gotten from my observation has been 60 degrees, which is fine, especially since we're stress testing it. It goes as low as 55-ish. But I haven't seen it climb past 60, which is good. That's really good temperatures. After about 3 hours, 37 minutes, one of my cores stopped working. So that means 4.2 gigahertz at 1.225 volts, not 100% stable. So let's see, maybe I should bring it down to 4.0 or raise the voltage up to maybe 1.3. or 1.25. We'll see tomorrow. For now, gotta go get some sleep.